Hey everybody, before we get going, I just need to give a big thank you to Sinnis Motorcycles for lending me these machines to bring you some videos and an honest review, and also a massive thanks to Bikesure for supplying cover to me while I've got these bikes and allowing me to bring the videos to you. Bikesure look to cover individuals, so it doesn't matter if your bike is completely normal or totally crazy, they will be able to supply cover for you. There is a link in the description below where you can get in contact with them. Thank you very much to them for supplying the cover, as I say, and let's get on with the video.
Hey everybody, so yes, thanks to Sinnis Motorcycles, I have the SM-XE 125 on loan for a couple of weeks. I also have the Supermoto variety of this on loan, which I've already done a first ride on. This will be the first ride of this bike. In that video I explained my history with these bikes a bit. In this one I'm going to concentrate a bit more on the bike. A couple of quick facts about the XE. Obviously this has got the 21-inch front wheel and 18-inch rear wheel, opposed to the Supermoto version which has got 17-inch rims. I need to check if the brakes are the same between the two, because it would be so cool if you could buy one or the other and buy a set of wheels, you know, so if you buy this one you buy the Supermoto wheels or vice versa, so you've got those options. That would be very cool. I need to check on that. Something I forgot to mention in the previous video is that these are indeed water cooled. So these bikes are just being released now, and the Supermoto, they both cost around £3,500. They use a Hoyosung engine, which is a 125cc, producing, in their quotes, 14.8 brake horsepower, which is right under the legal limit of the CVT, and that's pretty impressive. It's also fitted with independent ABS opposed to link brakes. However, on the one that I've been lent, I don't know whether someone's disabled it or whether you can turn it off. I'm going to have to check this, but the light is on and the rear wheel is locking up without any problems.
Just to clarify what was going on here, someone had indeed removed the fuse for the ABS system, as they'd had this bike at an off-road event and someone wanted to try it with no ABS. So all I need to do is pop the fuse back in and the ABS will come back.
Instantly, this feels slightly more peppy than the SM. I did wonder whether the wheel size would make a difference. And I only rode the other one a couple of hours ago. It just instantly feels a little more peppy. One of the things that surprised me the most about this engine is it's got 6 gears. I was not expecting to find a 6-speed in this. Interestingly, the SM's top speed was 65 miles an hour, absolutely flat out. It'll be interesting to see what the top speed of this one is, and I will be doing that in this video itself, because we are about to head off the island. Is that a very shiny Lambo? That is a very shiny Lambo. Having the Supermoto and the Enduro at the same time is interesting, particularly because recently I've been reviewing electric motorcycles, and I had a 125 equivalent Supermoto with, 17-inch rims, and then directly after that I had one that was an Enduro style. And I ended up preferring the Enduro style, which is very peculiar for me because I normally would always say 17-inch rims all the way, unless you're off-road, and then that makes some more sense. So it will be interesting to see if I have the same conclusion with this or whether I prefer the Supermoto. Right, I'm going to have to put some fuel in this, and that will make this the 3rd bike I've put fuel in today. I had to fill up my DR this morning, I had to fill up the SM this morning as well, and now I've got to fill this one up as well. So thank you to my patrons who make this channel possible. You are filling the tank so I can make these videos, because that cost has increased quite a lot, as you know. I am running both of these bikes on E10. I run my own personal bikes on E5 because they don't like it. But hopefully these bikes have been tuned for it better. Well, I just went from flashing like 1 bar empty to full for under £8. God, I wish I could do that on my other bikes. This camera mount will be a permanent fixture on this bike until the bike goes back, because you may have noticed the handle that attaches it snapped off. So I'm either going to have to drill that out or work out some other way of taking it apart to get it off. I'd like to salvage it, but I've got a feeling I won't be able to. I'm now doing 36 miles an hour in 6th gear. And, it still pulls. There's 40. Come on, little bike. It's 5th gear up at 50 miles an hour. 6th gear, full throttle. See what we get. 61, 62, 63. I'm actually tucking here because That's what I did in the other one. 65, 67, absolutely flat out. And it actually is holding that with me sat up, kind of. And by the way, I'm 6'4", so I am a bit of a monster and a bit of a windbreak. Okay, feel at the front end is weird. I'm gonna have to check the tyre pressures, see if they're a bit low or whether it's just the way this 21-inch feels. But yeah, it definitely, I mean, it grips and it turns. It feels fine, but it's a little bit sort of, as you turn it, almost wants to turn back. However, a reasonable cruising speed at about 60 miles an hour again sees this bike in 6th gear, 9,000 RPM. That is basically exactly the same as the Supermoto version. So performance and speed-wise, it must be basically identical. I mean, it is the same engine, so maybe this didn't feel more peppy than I was expecting. Maybe I was just getting a bit more leery with the throttle now and getting more used to the 125 again. I don't know. Gets off the line fine, up to 40 mile an hour, no problem. And you are going through 5 gears to do that. And in fact, I'm currently, it says I'm not in gear. There we go, there's 5th. As I mentioned in the first ride of the Supermoto variant, the way I do my reviews is a little different to some. I don't just make a review after riding it for a couple of hours. I make a video as a first ride to give you my emotional response and how it feels instantaneously off the mark. And that's what this video is. The next video is going to be taking these into country roads and pushing them a little bit in the national speed limits. You know, to see how they handle, see how they do there. I am very, very much looking forward to going green laning on both these machines. Maybe this one a little bit more because it's got the right wheels for it, but I've done 99% of my green laning on road tyres. The handlebars on this, like on the SM version, I would rather if they were a little bit longer, just a little bit, so I could sort of hold out here rather than in here. It's just a little bit narrow for me. But what is nice to see is this is built on a fat bar mount, so you can buy yourself a nice set of Renthal fat bars and stick them straight in. I do very much miss being on a 125. They're great fun. I spent my first 7 years of riding bikes on the road anyway, on Chinese 125 Supermotos. I had a Polstrenlin 125cc for like 5 years until it went into the side of a car from someone pulled out on me, and it didn't come out of that very well. It was done for. Neither did I, to be fair. Still got damage from it now. And then I got a Sinnis Apache 125cc Supermoto. I used that for 2 or 3 years until I got my full license and my DRZ 400SM, and then that got sold off. And as far as I know, it's still MOT'd. It's still out there being used all these years on, which is absolutely fantastic to see. I will note that the engine braking on this is quite ferocious. I'm currently in 3rd. I'm going to drop to 1st and just release the clutch. Now, I'm not complaining about the fact it does that. I love it when a bike does that because it means I can have a lot of fun with it. It's just something you need to be aware of when you ride this bike, you know, to know how to come down through the gears and how to let the clutch off to be a little bit more gentle. I think that probably covers all the basics, enough for the first ride anyway. I enjoy it a lot. I think it's a good little bike. It's got a few interesting character things about it, but we'll see how that develops in time. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to taking it down the country roads. I don't normally ask people to subscribe these days since I hit 100k, but if you do want to keep up with the videos as I release them on both models, do hit the subscribe button because it will help you keep up to date with that. And if you want to help support this channel, then please consider doing that through Patreon. By doing that, you will get videos early, you'll get a member of the Discord and stuff like that, but it also means that I can run this channel for a start, and this can be my full-time job. But it also means that I am totally honest with my reviews. If I find a problem, I'm gonna say. Anyway, until the next one, which will be on the SM in the country roads, I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.